Do you know what today is?
Yeah, it's the day. Yeah, it's the day before the best sales of the year.
Michael, it's Valentine's Day.
Roses and chocolate and balloons will all be on sale tomorrow.
Well, you know what? I got my white roses. Ooh.
And you are happy. I got white chocolate.
White chocolate is ain't nothing but sugar. You know what I'm
Sweet
saying?
is sweet. Can't
Well,
eat no flowers.
well, you know what? I'm very, very happy that I got my flowers. And you know what? We're going to make sure that people that we know and love get their flowers today. Oh, my Lord. It's time to do it again. Let's go.
Bam, 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 bam. I like that. That's my favorite
Oh my gosh. Well, guys, welcome to another edition of Talk on Tuesdays. It's the love edition. I guess we can call it that. Wait,
part.
what am I
Yeah.
sharing? Okay, that's good. Guys, go ahead. We are streaming every Tuesday on YouTube, our Facebook company homepage, Pure Lighthouse Media, home of Interludes, LinkedIn, and now we're available on Pod TV Roku channel. If you'd like to be a sponsor on our platform, please book time with us at linktr.ee/pure light media. So that is my spiel. That's what I usually say, Michael.
Okay, you
And
right.
I did a little update, as you can see, of the picture. You'd like the updated picture in the dead center?
Let me take a look at it.
It's a curly Sue situation. It's a curly Sue.
Yeah, you curly. Well, how come my hair ain't curly?
You don't have hair, Michael.
Oh,
It's perfectly fine. You know what?
I got dreadlocks on
Go
my
ahead, and I see Mr. Springer is back with us. Thank you so very much.
Kevin,
He's cheering us up.
Kevin,
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 Kevin.
Kevin. Yeah, Kevin's in the
And
house.
I see Mr. Nelson's in the building. Hello, what's up?
Hello.
Yeah, and he says, "Happy Hugs Day."
Now, now you were shouting out his location before we came on. Is he from the is he from the people that watched the Super Bowl or got to play in it?
Oh, okay. So being in Pennsylvania, there's the entire state
There are
is
two
much.
sides.
There's two sides. It's huge. There's Pittsburgh, which is on the other side, and
Yeah.
then there's Philadelphia, which is on the eastern border of it. And so Daniel is toward the Jersey side of things. So I don't know
Uh,
if he was rooting for Philadelphia or not. I'm
well, I
not
mean, the
sure.
Eagles is the Jersey side. I mean, there are people in Jersey that are Eagles fans.
Hmm.
The ones that didn't gravitate to the Giants and the Jets. Just. So
Well,
I was
we
just wondering. I didn't want to say anything if it was the wrong side. I didn't want to you know bring up any bad memories. I know they still fresh somebody's
well,
mind.
some people are a little mad, but you know what? Today, people are showing love to folks.
Ugh.
These
Oh, they
these
showing love, love. I got it. I get
love,
it. I get it.
right?
I
It's
get
just
it.
showing
But
love.
because I got confused. They
What
were
you get
like,
confused?
because yesterday, they were like, Happy Galentine's Day, Gal Day, and they
Hmm.
said, at first it's Gal Day and then it's Val Day, and I was like, oh, Val Day, okay, Val the voice, like you got a day now. I'm
No,
like, wow, you got
I don't personally
it's
have a day. I
Happy
wish I
Val
did.
Day. Today is Happy Val Day, so we gotta wish you a happy. a happy Val Day. Everybody,
Oh,
wish Val a happy Val Day, because that's what
thank
it is, right?
you.
Isn't
Thank
that what it's
you.
called?
Thank you. And
Val Day.
I wanted to wish you a happy Valentine's Day, Michael, Mr. Wamble.
Okay. Well, I mean, I thought the day was named after you. So,
No, you know what? It is named after a saint and celebrated by Hallmark.
uh,
Restaurant owners and florists all over the country, including where we're at. I got these, but Princess, I want to say,
um,
she said she came by. She called me to make sure I was at home, and she said, "Val, I want to give you some flowers." So you know what? I want to tell folks that are single, there are some beautiful people in your life. Reach out and touch out to them, and then just let them know that you're
yeah,
loved.
somebody reach out and touch me.
I don't know about all
Touch
that,
me in the morning.
but I just thought this, and she also gave me some chocolate. I don't know where it ended up, but it's off to the side. It's waiting to
Well,
be
I'm
eaten with the
glad you got your
Haagen Dazs
flowers,
later
because you
on.
deserve the flowers, you know. And I
Mhm.
mean, speaking of flowers, like that's what we can be doing today. We can give people their flowers, because there's a bunch of things up, you know, awards and mentions, and a lot of people doing a lot of interesting things, but they don't ever seem to get their flowers, you know, for their accomplishments. So I
Mhm.
think maybe that's what we could do. We could
Okay. Well,
give flowers, you know, not roses, not like The Bachelor. I'm not talking about like that. I'm talking about, like, you know, acknowledgement, your
acknowledge
flowers.
and acknowledgement, because I think we are kind of in the, I want to call it the award season,
Yeah, we still on
and
that award
so
tour with Muhammad, my man. We'll get to him. We'll get to him later. See that? That was a smooth transition, huh? If y'all know where that came from, you know what I did, and we'll get to it in a second, because that's another part of somebody else that need their flowers this week.
well, speaking of beautiful folks that should get their flowers, I
Yeah,
think we've got the Academy Awards. I literally was watching a little bit earlier,
both of
Michael.
them, both of
Yeah,
them.
both
I
of them.
mean,
Yeah.
they
Hmm.
think they need to get dark skin and light skinned flowers.
You're so silly.
They're our sisters, though.
Yeah, exactly. And so Gina Prince Bythewood, who's on the left, depending on how you're looking at this, and then uh, uh, Viola Davis,
I already
who was
told
the lead
y'all.
actress and the one of the producers for The Woman King. This was
Milk and
totally,
dark chocolate.
oh my goodness, it was completely ignored at the Oscars.
Oh,
Like
it was more than
no,
they knew it. That was a snub. That was purposeful. And what I
wow.
love about it is, like she recognized it and she called it out. That
Hmm.
I mean, I'm upset what they did, but that's
Hmm.
kind of hot that she like called it out and just went like, "Yeah, this is wrong. I know what work I did. I know what work Viola Davis did. I understand what we made. Y'all just y'all
And
hating."
the thing of it is that Gina has been in the industry now well over 3 decades, because
Making
we're gonna go back to
classics.
we're gonna go back to her time as working on A Different World, and then
You
doing
are.
work, and then of course I'm gonna go
You
all the
will
way
go
back.
all the way back.
I'm gonna go all the
All
way
back.
back when she
All
was just
back.
known,
Way, way back.
when the credits were just showing up as Gina Prince before she got married. You understand what I'm saying? If you see some old, you see some old, you see some old,
Prince.
A Different World
I love
episodes,
Prince.
you'll see. But I'm sitting here going, why did this movie get complete? Like I'm thinking, well, maybe the costumes will get, recognized, or maybe there'll be, some kind of recognition of some sort. That's why I'm grateful. And so the NAACP Image Awards is later on this month.
And that's why we got Black People Awards. Cause we need to give out our, cause look, you know what? It makes sense, because way back when, even when Alice Walker had to search for our mother's gardens and found and gave Zora her flowers, and now
Hmm.
everybody acting like Zora already always had them. She didn't. Alice found them and planted them, replanted it so it would grow again. So now you got this. This is ridiculous. Wow, the
Yeah.
voice. This is ridiculous. I
I
mean, they
know.
act like I didn't. They act like you and I didn't see the movie we saw and weren't
And,
moved by what we were moved by, and didn't see the excellence in it. Like it didn't happen.
and I think
I know it happened.
remember we reviewed it and we talked about how folks were upset that, oh well, it's not really telling the truth, or it
When
is
they
it
try to have black people sabotage their own movies. Yeah, I remember that.
yeah,
Maybe it
that
worked. Maybe
but
it worked.
to me it just didn't make any sense because I'm thinking, um no one's gonna get it right. Did anyone talk about maybe the Mel Gibson didn't get it right when he did Braveheart? Was he there? Was any of the folks there when he did this depiction?
Or
It's
the
fictitious.
other historical thing he did, the bloodier movie he made.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So I mean, this is what is this? It's a movie. It's not. It didn't say it was a documentary. You want to see a documentary? Go see a documentary. There's some good ones.
Oh,
But
there's
that
some great
wasn't
ones
one.
actually. Yeah.
That wasn't
Hmm.
one. That was they was making a action movie with black women, and y'all got a bunch. Y'all find some black dudes to come and try to sabotage it. And congratulations, I guess it worked. Good job. Good job.
Good job.
You
Good
really
job.
made it hard. You really stuck it to the sisters. I mean, what? What you doing?
Yeah.
What
And
is it?
I and it's very disturbing to me because when I understand we're getting our due, and I'm referring to African American women, African American directors. We're getting our due as far as we're the opportunities are coming. Now they've been long heart fought for. I'll definitely say
Mhm.
that. But it shouldn't it when we get to the place where we're here, started from the bottom and we're here and we're in leadership and
We get
we
to
have the
produce the
money to
movie.
make the film
Make
and
the
we
movie.
have the
Produce
clout to
it.
make the film. Can we
Guide
be
the cast.
acknowledged? And that's what was that,
I
Michael?
said, make the movie. Produce the movie. Guide the casting. Get the director you want. I mean, what I really want. Rainbow was an exit. What I really want. I'm cleaning it up, but really, you know who I'm talking to. If I'm talking
I
to you, then acknowledge it. Which I really want.
Yeah,
Okay.
and it's very disturbing when it doesn't happen. And that's why it was such a big deal because people would say, "Why are you
Flowers.
making such a big deal about Black Panther? Why is everybody just talking about it
Flowers.
and going all, nuts over it?" And it's like, it took
Because
a
you're not
minute.
giving people their flowers. That's why.
Mhm.
That's
Mhm.
why. I mean,
Mhm.
it's just sort of ridiculous, ridiculous. And you know the thing that I didn't plan on talking about, but I do want to mention
Mhm.
when you look at did you? Because I know you did. I know you did. I'm not assuming that you have it off the top of your head, but when you looked at that Academy Award list for Best Actress, you were like, okay, all right, yeah, I kind of see
Mm.
that. I can see, and then you're like, who is that? Uh, who is that woman? What is this?
Yeah. Hopper who this woman.
Harper, who is Andrea Riseborough? Like, who is this? What is
Mhm.
this? And then in that whole story that you and I never really got to talk about, which I'm gonna bring up real quickly, is this woman that nobody ever heard of got some of her friends in Hollywood to do screenings for a movie that I may never watch ever. Uh, but in doing that, she got them to nominate to get enough of the people who vote for that to nominate her for a movie that nobody ever saw called Too's Leslie. And it's on video VOD, but still nobody's watching it.
Yeah.
It's just amazingly ridiculous. I mean, it exposes that whole system to be
Mhm.
just, I mean, not much better than the Golden Globes. And they
Right.
had to shut
Now,
that down because that was stupid.
well well, the
But you
one person
really
I
forgot
do
who see what I'm
recognize
talking
that
about, that two Leslie thing?
what happened?
So this woman, Andrea Riseborough, she gets some of her
Mhm.
friends to host parties, screenings, and there's some pretty well known actresses I think that she's worked with or she has some connection to. So they
What's her
kind of
name?
vouch for
What's her
her.
name?
And then people go to these parties because they want to be seen. And then
Michael.
they get pretty much votes out of it. I mean,
Michael, what's her
it's like
name?
really running what you would almost consider like a political campaign. And we
Right.
haven't seen this since,
Michael.
dude that like to, show himself off and got a movie made after
Michael.
to be ahead of Miramax. We ain't seen nobody campaign for an award since then. But it's
Michael.
really distasteful
Michael.
because it's just wrong.
Michael. What is her name? You can't hear me?
Can't hear you. Can't hear you,
Oh,
Peach.
wow. Okay.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Go
Michael, can
ahead.
you hear me?
It's on my end.
Oh, it was on your end.
It's
Okay.
on my
Yeah.
end. Go ahead.
What was
Go
her
ahead.
name? Leslie what?
No, the name of the movie is called To Leslie, but the actress name is Andrea Riseborough. But she pretty much mounted a campaign to get herself nominated for Best Actress, convinces enough people to vote for her, and it just kind of leapfrogs into this thing because there were stories
Have you
written
seen the
about it.
here's the thing, have you seen the movie? Is it like that's the thing. Have we seen the movie?
No, why would I? Seen. I never heard of it before. It it
Oh,
it was one of those things. I mean, it's
okay.
just one of those things. I mean, and not only do you have the people from the Woman King talking about their side of it, there's another story out. Till actress calls out Oscars for racism after being snubbed for Best Actress award. And I mean I think she's right. I
Okay.
think she's
Here's the
right.
here's the thing. Did you want to mention Angela Bassett or you did want to mention Angela Bassett? Because I was showing her
I
earlier.
give her. I mean, yeah. I mean, that's somebody that she darn well better win.
So
Okay.
we're talking. So for the Till actress, the lead actress for Till was Danielle Deadwire,
Yeah.
and she was not. No one was nominated for from Till, and
Yeah.
even
Like
with
that movie didn't exist, did
well,
it?
it did. And I have to let you in on something, Michael. I will say this: it's very rare that um, black pain is acknowledged by the awards. I'm just going to put that out there. It doesn't matter
I thought
who's
that was the
in the
only thing
film.
that got acknowledged. Wait,
I it
no,
dep-
what's the rules? Are we moving the goalposts now? Because for
it
a while it was only slavery movies where we got
mhm,
whipped and beat, dang near
mhm.
out of our senses. It was only movies where it was, the civil rights movement and we were like, subjugating. They got to call us all sort of things and shoot at us and lynch us and burn us. Then those were the movies where we were like, oh well, we could make that black movie. But now, when we telling our own stories, seems like people got a problem with that.
Yeah, and I think unfortunately the larger award system is very rarely will acknowledge or award films that deal with the ugly stain of racism, sometimes the deep root of the pain of slavery, um, civil rights. It's a thing. It really is a thing. I thought Ava DuVernay should have won or got some kind of acknowledgement for Selma,
Absolutely.
and
Yes.
nothing. And
Nothing.
I think it's just very sad. It's just very sad that Danielle
That wild.
Dwyer
Yeah.
from Till, and
Yeah.
then Viola Davis, who helped produce The Woman King. Just these two films were not acknowledged. Now we were going to go on to our queen.
Well, yeah, Queen Ramonda, I mean, she is up for an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress, and I
Mhm.
rewatched Black Panther within the last week, and it's like, yeah, that's right. She better win. I mean, every time she's on the screen in that movie, it just it sings. It's just amazing
Hmm.
what she
And
does.
I if people remember the first trailer of Wakanda Forever that came out was mainly led by the vocals of Tim's and yeah, Lift Me Up. No, it was actually
That's Rihanna.
Rihanna,
Riri
and then
singing for
her
two.
and then her monologue speech, which I thought she was giving at a different time,
Mm-hmm.
but she gave it at a a different placement in the movie, and she said everyone in my family I've lost, and I'm thinking, as many of you have seen, her daughter at that point was lost, but I thought she was referring to her son. And so yeah, it just it that was a very powerful moment. And every time she's on the screen, you're thinking, oh my goodness. And she captivates you. And Michael, she still has her arms from What's Love Got to Do
I
with It
know,
from from
right?
from
It's just
30 years
it's
ago. She still
that's
got the arms, man.
ridiculous. I mean, the Eagles could have used her. I bet she could have got that ball past the 40-yard line. I ain't hating on Jalen. I'm just saying. But she could have
Oh
got
my
that
gosh.
yard, that ball to the end zone with them with Angela Bassett arms. Good
Oh my gosh.
grief.
And I have to go into this. Speaking, since we're talking Super Bowl and
Mhm.
mainly the performances, I'm going to actually bring this up here.
Yeah.
But it's did you see any of the pre-show? Because I did a lot of
I
pre-show
didn't see
watching.
I didn't. I was doing some other stuff. I saw the Black
Hmm.
Keys for and those of you don't know, they not black. But I love the Black Keys. It's the blues group, rock blues group. I saw them.
Hmm.
I saw something
Okay.
else briefly. Some anonymous rapper. I can't think of who it was. But no, I didn't really see a lot of them. But I know you did. You were all in on it. Tell what'd you see? What did you like?
Well, I wanted to kind of educate myself on the people in the background. And, a lot of times Fox would kind of go in and talk about, like, right here, we see the general manager of the Kansas City Chiefs. We see the executive vice president and general manager of the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah,
And then there was a very nice in-depth interview that was done. And I posted that on our group, our interludes group, where they interviewed both um, uh, quarterbacks, and that was
yeah.
Patrick as well as
Jalen.
Jalen. And Jalen's father was in the interview, and I was thinking, wow, this is, they have a really remarkable story. So I was just really excited to see just
Mhm.
some of the things that were happening
Yeah.
before the
Before
before the actual game.
there's a
And
before right there. That's a before picture right
mhm.
there.
Now I love, and she's a first time winner, Emmy winner, and she's riding the wave of this from Abbott Elementary.
Set in
Cheryl Lee
Philadelphia.
Ralph.
Set in
Mhm.
Philadelphia.
Set in
When
Philadelphia, right?
When I was there with her Eagles gear on as well. Yeah.
Exactly. So she's saying, "Lift every voice and sing." Michael was sharing with me earlier. They started to sing that. I think with what after 2020.
Yeah, this is a post George Floyd move by the NFL. I believe that
Mhm.
but if I am going off the top of my head, so I may be incorrect, but I believe Alicia Keys is sung a version for the NFL. They had
Mhm.
the two anthems. I don't know if we that divided as a nation. We needed Babyface and Chris Stapleton to come out there. I was good with Chris Stapleton, as many other people were. I didn't cry, but
Yeah. So
I don't have no business.
I was just really just fascinated with just kind of everything that was happening. And like I said, I wanted to get educated about both teams as much as possible because
Well,
I literally just did not have a I didn't have a pony or a dog in the race
well,
or a pony in the
that's
race.
fine too because there were on that side of what you're talking about. I was very much into football. We're gonna transition into sports in just a couple minutes. But I was very much interested. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, he heard me. Yeah. I mean, they could have used Angela's arm to get that ball past the 40-yard line on that last play. Jalen Hurts throw was a little bit
Just
short
a
there,
little
buddy,
bit, just a
a little
little
bit.
bit.
But Angela Bassett's Tina Turner arm would have got that ball to the end zone. Um, but anyway, there were people, like you, Val. Um, I saw Kerry Washington had on the shirt that a couple of other people there had on a shirt that it said I came to the Rihanna concert and they were playing football. They were like, why we got this football on both sides of this Rihanna concert? Because that's what a lot of people came to see.
Hmm.
And how do we know? The numbers bear it out. I don't know if you
Yeah.
heard the ratings for
Third.
Sundays. Yeah, but here, let's go deeper because here,
Hmm.
this is Interludes Extra Talk on Tuesday with Al the Voice Johnson. So we can go a little bit deeper than that. Yeah, so the ratings came out that 113
13 million.
million
Hmm.
people
Hmm.
watched the Super Bowl.
Hmm.
However, 118 million people watch Rihanna's halftime. Think
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah, and you know what? I have to say something in regards to that because I was
What?
trying to get like what do you
For
call it, a
five.
a vibe to see. Did did you know she was pregnant before the concert? Because I sure didn't. Did you know? I didn't know. I feel like they kept that hidden very well. I don't know.
Well, she tried to. I mean, she had been out and about, but each time, going back, she would put a purse in front of her belly, or she would wear something, couture, which meant it looked ridiculous, and you could not tell her upper body. Now, if I was interested in it, which I was not, all you got
Hmm.
to do, everybody know. Can I say it? Well, am I gonna get in trouble to say this? I
No,
feel
go
like
ahead
I
and say
am.
it. No,
Can I
no, go
say
ahead
it?
and say it.
Can I say it? Are we
Mhm.
are we family? Can we say it?
We're family, Michael.
All you gotta do is look at her nose. I mean, come on. If
Oh,
you
what
really
her?
wanted to know if she was or wasn't, see, I ain't gotta worry about her belly. I gotta look at her nose. Shoo. That's like a spread, buddy.
So her nose got bigger. That's what you're telling me.
Yes. How else would you know? I ain't so close to her to dream about fishes. How else would I know she's pregnant? I can either dream about the fishes or I can
And
check
every
out the size of her nose.
and
Look,
every time
there's the
she
nose.
rubbed her
It
stomach,
always knows.
the camera would move out. The camera would move out. Like
Because the
she would rub
camera
her
people
stomach and it
they were
just
scared. They didn't know that she was pregnant. They thought, oh my God, she still ain't lost that baby weight.
that's what I was thinking.
You know
I
they
didn't
were.
know.
Oh, come
I didn't
on.
know.
I can say that right because I already talked about her nose spreading.
Mhm.
Because her nose is huge. You
So
you could
so
you
this
could
is
like
this is
her nose is like, I mean, it's like two condos, right? With garages, pools. Her nose
no,
is spread.
I think
Barbados ain't that big.
I think she's very happy. She was
Obviously. And the
she
only
is
person
this is
happy
her
at her is
second.
ASAP. Look, hey,
Exactly.
I know why they call him ASAP now.
Why?
As soon as possible. As soon as pregnant. Wait, that baby out? Time for another one. Another
No, but
bun
I
right back in
but
the
what
oven. He
but
ain't
what
wasting no time.
but what I will say definitely is that I
Only
did
jail
like
could
a
have stopped that.
poll.
I'm happy with that.
I did like a poll. Yeah, Daniel, I'm the same way. I thought that about that too. But
What did
here's
our
the
baby wait?
but
Did he
here's
lose
the
the baby
thing.
fat?
But here's the thing. Some people who are just straight Rihanna fans, they love the concert. They thought it was phenomenal, wonderful,
Well, she was
whatever,
singing for
whatever.
two.
Yeah, but the only person that made an appearance was somebody that we didn't know was there, and that's the new baby that
Well,
was in her belly.
she was singing for two. She
Oh, good
brought on her
gracious.
special guest. I mean, I gotta give her credit because I'm not pregnant, and I don't know if I'm getting on that platform. She's like about 100 feet in the air. What?
Yeah, I
What?
know. But now it's time for us to bring on our special guest. Here we
Wait.
go. Hey,
Hey, and
hey,
my
hey.
nose is normal, my belly is flat. But I
Oh
do
my
have one
Lord.
thing to say. I got this right here to say.
All right, all right, all right, all right, all right.
Give the people what they want.
I mean, it was a
And, and,
good.
and all I can say is, Val, I was with you. 'Cause I had people around me tripping. I'm like, damn, she ain't lost that baby fat.
That's what I said. Right. That's why the
We
cameras
just
kept.
didn't know. We
That's why the
just
cameras kept
didn't
coming back from
know.
her.
Hey,
They were like,
but
"Oh wait, we don't want to show that," and
but I
she's
did
rubbing it
but
like,
I did
"Yeah."
tell you, and Val, obviously I was texting you during the game.
I
I did
saw.
tell you Jay-Z won't be there, and I almost guessed it right on my cut, Run This Town as the last track for the night. It was the second to last track, and Diamond rolled him out. You know, I just I felt with everything that was going on, Jay was gonna lay back. Run ain't been out in a while. He had no need, no reason to overshadow what she was trying to do. You know what I mean? And and I'm with Mike. You know, ASAP Rocky, like, hey, she is a queen of a country. Oh, I'm ASAP times 2, and maybe ASAP times 3 in a minute.
But see,
Yeah,
this
that
is the
P and
thing.
A sound stand for pregnant, huh?
We
Yeah,
no, but
I'm about to be like Nick Cannon on the men's side.
oh Lord. Well, you know what? Here's the thing. Here's the thing. She's a billionaire. She can do whatever she wants. If she wants to have another kid, and the thing of it
And
is, she's so
that's
bad,
why,
she didn't have nobody appear, no
hey,
cameos at all. She did it
if,
so
if
bad she
I'm
appeared by
ASAP,
herself.
if I'm ASAP Rocky, all my tracks are selling because I'm at home. I'm the new baby daddy. That's all I'm at home doing.
Darn
I'm
right.
straight chilling.
I'm
I
chilling.
straight chilling.
Hey, well, what you say? Get in where? Get in the room? Hey, I'm gonna holler at y'all. I gotta get in the room.
Yeah, I ain't got to worry about. That was great. I thought it was great. I mean, I'll admit, I wasn't sure on the playlist. I thought Jay-Z was gonna come out. There was a few things I had incorrect about that Super Bowl, but I think I had one thing right.
What was that?
Yeah. Hey, don't start with me, because the one thing that you didn't have right was that old
Here we
BS
go.
call last minute of the freaking game. Come
No,
on,
no, no,
man.
that's no BS.
Uh,
No, just listen to what the Eagles said. The Eagles said it wasn't. The
hey,
Eagles know what happened. The
let me tell you
Eagles
something.
are okay with it.
And, and,
They
and,
know
and I'm gonna ask you a question. I heard
it
you and
only
Val talking.
that one call don't explain the 4 touchdowns.
Hey,
Those
it's all good.
consecutive
But
touchdowns.
I heard you and Val
Woo, look at them
talking
boys.
about the throw. Come on, man. This cat set a record, the most touchdowns by any quarterback, the most
Running,
rushing yards by any quarterback,
rushing.
and they playing rugby football every fourth down. That dude was tired, man. See, you could have gave him a slingshot. He wasn't gonna get that ball down there, dude.
He needed Angela Bassett's arms.
See,
Angela could throw that ball. She would
he
have sent
needed
that
more.
ball
He
all the
needed
way.
more than
She would,
Angela Bassett. He
Angela
needed.
Bassett could have thrown that ball from the 40-yard line all the way to Wakanda.
Yeah, she could have gave about
All the
10
way
more.
to
She would have gave about
Wakanda.
10 more yards.
Forever.
She gave about 10 more yards, but that brother was tired. And he wasn't tired. He was tired. You know how black people say he was tired.
Oh my God.
Maybe, coach, but I think I did have something right on that game. I think I had
Hey,
something right on that
I
game.
gotta give it to you, man. I was damn near trying to create a new TV where you can step inside your TV and make the people do what you want. I was at that part. You know what I'm
Oh, you
saying?
were?
Oh yeah, Val, because you see that commercial where the dude took the TV out the wall? He was so mad he threw the TV outside.
Oh, that's how you felt?
Man, come on, man. I was like, now don't get me
Coach.
wrong. I know they
Yeah.
tried, Mike. You know, like I know, Mike. They tried to call a push off on Jordan, right? It was just a beautiful crossover,
Yeah,
right?
right. Yeah.
Beautiful crossover. They tried to call a hole on primetime back in this day, and they tried to give a penalty with Dwight Clark. But last night, that was the only hole in the entire game, offense or defense, and you're talking about under a minute. Referees, let that go, man.
Look,
Come
look,
on.
you know what? They should have called the one where Granberry held him earlier
Right.
in the game, which they did, which he did. Nobody called that one. They should have called that
No.
one too. That would have been points too. That would have been
Exactly.
points too.
They were so worried about the fumbles and the pickups and the returns and the this and the that.
Let me tell you, Coach. I mean, I understood you were upset because I was watching. I think like, oh, but I'm like, is that you, Coach? I was watching the game, and then that Tubi commercial came on. It changed the game. I'm like, Coach, we gotta see the end. Coach Tony, go back to it. Go back to it. I'm like, no, that was Tubi, huh?
But isn't this a high scoring team? This was the final score. This was the final score,
Let me tell
38
you something.
35. They kept going back and forth.
Let me tell you something. For promotional purposes only, Mike, I had a 20 card parlay, right? 20 card parlay,
yeah.
3,700, and I only missed 2. That was the final score, and that was Mahomes going over 250. And I told you I didn't think he's going to throw that much because of that ankle. And I should have listened to what I told you about that ankle. And then I should have went back and covered myself on both sides. Now I've been feeling great tonight.
Yeah.
But
okay.
I try to go straight up. And,
That's score. I mean, nobody
told you.
predicted that score. I mean, I
told you.
mean, I think we knew it was gonna be over, but I mean, that's 73. That's that's that we never seen that before.
Yeah, I knew it was gonna be high, and the referees should have let that ball game go into overtime, which would have been a few more $1 million commercials. Because that's the question I wanted to ask you, Val. What commercial of all night? What was one of the funniest commercials that you like?
Oh, she ready for you. Go ahead, pull them out. I know you got commercials ready to go.
Oh, we're doing commercials now. Well, you know what?
Coach set you up for it. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Yeah. You know what? I was really cracking up seeing Ben Affleck in a Dunkin' Donuts outfit at the Dunkin' Donuts.
It wasn't the fact he was in a Dunkin' Donuts outfit. It's when Jennifer Lopez pulled him like, "What you doing here?"
We know who the alpha female is in the relationship. I was like, "Oh,
to get her glaze too."
She was like, hey, don't forget my glaze, right? Hey, Michael. Hey, Mike. That's typical woman. That's typical woman. What you doing here? Hold on. Hey, give my food.
Give me my thing. Exactly.
Before you leave, give my food, and then come on home.
There was a commercial by, and I think they were advertising Workday, be finance and HR a rock star.
Yeah.
The rock star commercial was hilarious because they had all of these famous rock stars, Ozzy Osbourne, Billy Idol. Yeah. It was so funny. And the guy from Kiss, I can't think of his name. They had him at the very beginning, kind of talking Simmons.
Gene Simmons. Come on.
No, it wasn't the lead. No, it wasn't Gene, but it was the lead singer at Kiss. I know
the lead singer at Kiss is not Aerosmith, but I'll think of it in a minute.
Right. So I thought that commercial was hilarious because they kept saying, because I guess in the workplace, especially corporate America, they'll say, "Oh, you guys, you are a rock star," and they're like, "You shouldn't say you're a rock star and you're not actually a rock star."
Paul Stanley. Paul Stanley's
Paul Stanley. Yeah, right there you go. Right, and so and at the very end of the commercial, because I captured this at the very end, I was laughing so much. I was like, all I could do is capture the last one. There was a guy that was in a corporate meeting. He's like, "Yeah, you're a rock." He was just about to say it, and then the lead singer from Kiss leaned in like,
right.
See,
like, hold up now.
Don't you say that. Don't you use that word.
Right.
So that was, and I was like, "Oh, they're advertising." I guess being a HR person, I don't know.
People always say you're a rock star. You say
you got to play. Now, the question I got is, what do you guys feel about the commercials? They were funny, they were in it, and then all of a sudden, boom, Hiroshima gets dropped, and we have a Jesus commercial in the middle of pandemonium.
Well, I mean, one, there were two. I mean, Jesus got good money because Jesus
I
had two
thought
commercials in
I
the Super
thought the
Bowl.
I thought the commercial was cool.
Of
On that
course,
commercial,
only had
Mike,
one.
I stopped. I was really looking at that commercial like, man, because of how it was put together, man. Just from the raid on the White House to the marches to Black Lives Matter, man. It was the way they did it was so cool, and it was no words. And they just put up, boom.
Now
Thumbs up.
I'm looking at a criticism here from one of our in our audience. The commercials overall were bad. Very few interesting commercials, but bad overall. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
but I
disagree.
like seeing Gary Clark Jr. in the
Mhm.
Roxy
That was
Debate.
dope.
I'm gonna disagree too, Val. I'm gonna disagree.
Yeah, I'm gonna disagree because a lot of stuff was nostalgia, and because we as if we went back to a Clueless and
Clueless.
had
Yeah,
Alicia Silverstone in there, and then also I loved seeing Bradley Cooper and his mom. I feel
Come
like
on, you got
they threw out the script and was like,
you
let's just show them
you
naturally
you
together.
you miss Vinnie Barbarina.
Oh,
Vinny,
of course I
oh
didn't
yeah,
miss my
no,
man
that was
John
another one.
Travolta.
Sure.
yo, yo, yo.
Yeah, with
Hey,
Grease. He
but
got
but
the
but
Grease man.
no way you can say it's bad. And guys, I appreciate you saying they're bad. But if you owned a corporation and it cost you $7 million for 30 seconds, what you
Ooh.
think you're gonna get? What you think you're gonna get?
Well, I
Seven
mean, that
million?
was why it was so. I think it was so interesting with the because I seen that he gets his campaign and
Because you had to get to
they
the point, Mike.
no
30
I mean
seconds, you got
well
to
well
get to
what
the
I,
point.
well yeah, that's what I'm saying, Coach. Is that the idea that they would spend that much money to evangelize on the
Right.
Super Bowl, which is up to, that had to be that's 14 million. Like
Yes,
by your math, so that's 14 million. I've seen them do other, in other shows, but that's really putting it out there.
right.
There were a couple. I mean, everybody's talking about the ones with stars in it, but there were a couple other commercials in there. I'm trying to recall one of them. There was
The
another like
dogs. I love the
PSA.
dogs. The
Oh
dogs is
yeah,
cool.
yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
But
So
but they really, I mean, it is one of those events where the Super Bowl, and I love football, but that game is so much more than just what happens on that field. The halftime show, as I said, 5 million more people watch the halftime show than the
and,
actual game.
yeah, and people are
Mhm.
trying to knock and compare it to last year. And I was telling my partners, man, you're talking about two different type of halftime shows. First of all, you're talking
Mhm.
about a halftime show last year back in LA, as LL Cool J said, I'm going back to Cali, Cali,
Kelly,
Cali,
Kelly.
going back to Cali. I don't
I
think
don't
so.
think
I mean, I
so.
think
Right?
part of the lure of the halftime show, I mean, and it's one of those situational things. Is not just that. Well, I wonder what she's gonna do. It's like they got her. I mean,
Right.
how many people have been talking about like Rihanna for like almost like a solid 2 years? It's like you never gonna see
Mhm.
Rihanna again. She's never gonna sing again live. She's not gonna make any more music. She's got all that Fendi stuff. She's married. It's done. It's over for her. The fact that they were
Mhm.
able to do it was something in and of itself. And I
And
was I was listening
and
to
she
like
takes a she takes a chance to be hundreds of feet above the Super Bowl, tied down to a harness and pregnant. First of all, me to
Yeah.
get my wife to agree to do that with, with an infant at home, and she's a queen of another country. So we don't need the money, nor do we need the opportunity. We good where we at. We could
well,
chill out on the beach
I
for the rest of
mean,
our life.
the other part of it is like halfway in, I was looking at stuff because I can't help it. I don't know. But I was looking at people talking about like, oh, her show is boring. She's not really doing that much. It
I
seems like she's playing.
know.
All her dancers are doing the work. I'm thinking like, she's pregnant. What's wrong with you? What did you need to do a backflip? What
Right.
did you want to pose?
No,
Did you want to
people
pose
are used to
somehow?
her
Hold
doing
on.
people are
She
used
do
to
a
her doing
backflip
a
or
line.
do the old school snake on the floor. You remember the snake?
Yeah,
Right.
right.
But
If
keep
she
in
did the
mind,
centipede, she would have spun around.
But keep
Right.
in mind that
belly.
people are used to her. She's from Barbados, so people are used to her being, kind of the very sensual and sexy, and they wanted to kind of see stuff. But I'm thinking
I,
she was sensual and sexy to the man she needed to be sensual and sexy, but that's why she got another baby. Because you
Val,
understand,
Val,
come on,
it ain't even that.
there it is.
Val, it ain't even that. You put Beyonce 300 feet above the freaking ground in the air with the wind blowing
I ain't
and
doing
the
much
stage
of.
swaying. I guarantee you, Beyonce butt is just as still as Rihanna. I guarantee you.
Well, not
Mhm.
only that, but here's the other part that I did like, and I'll
Mhm.
give her props for this, pregnant or not, in this respect. I like this side of just the performance. I mean, I like when Missy came out and had costumes and she did stuff and it stood out and it was interesting and unique and it wasn't necessarily like skimpy or like
Right.
revealing. I thought that was part of the theatrics of it, the artistry of it. I like
Mhm.
that.
Yep.
I mean,
Yep.
yes, she's beautiful. Yes, I've seen her. Many, 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 many pictures of her on beaches. You know,
And I
I
love
can
the makeup
recall them.
drop. Everybody kept talking about the makeup. I love the makeup drop. She paused like, hold on, my makeup is running. Let me give me 1 second. Bam, bam, bam. That was just dope. That
And
was
this
just
is the
super
only
dope.
time. This is the only time you saw Jay-Z at the very beginning of the before the
I mean,
before
I
the
didn't know
game
it was.
walk
I
in
didn't.
with his daughter.
It
That's
was
it.
it was
That's
a
all he
daddy
did.
daughter day. He was there with Blue Ivy.
Right.
So he took her to. So no, he didn't leave her. I mean, you can't like you go sit here. I got to run up on the stage and say a few words. I mean, so he had her. She was watching. His daughter was watching the show. So
Mhm.
Right.
that's good. That was good. Speaking of show, Coach. Smooth transition. Speaking of show, that man is the show. Okay, in
Hey,
football. He
hey,
he
my,
won
my,
the
my, my,
MVP,
my, my,
and then they
my,
wanted to say, "Well, that's a bad omen. Can't win the MVP and win the Super Bowl." I
man,
guess
please,
you
man.
can. I guess
Hey,
you
he
can.
became the first brother, baby. You better write it down. He became the first brother, not only as an MVP and a Super Bowl winner, but he the first brother in history with 2 Super Bowl rings, dog.
Two. He got two.
And he 25. He
27.
25.
But
Hey, hey,
and he came back
hey,
out, and he came back out and said, "You know what? Disney needs to make some additional parks, so
hold
I
on.
can promote them when I
Not
win
only
my next one. Because
not
I've been
only that,
to the
not only that, Mike,
Disneyland, Disney
n-
World. Which one am I going to next? Paris? Where am I
not
going?
only that, Mike, he did it in the last 15 days, dog, and he wasn't even 100%. Ooh.
Coach.
Hey, let me
This
ask
is
you
what I
something.
was trying
Let
to
me
tell
ask you
you a
something.
week ago.
Let me
This
ask
is
you
what
something.
I was trying to
Mike,
tell you a week ago.
Mike,
Yeah,
Mike had the MJ had the flu game. So what you call this? Ankle game?
ankle game. Yeah, this is the high ankle sprain.
Yeah,
High
the high
ankle
ankle sprain.
sprain.
Yeah.
So,
Man.
so, so coach, I'm gonna go a little bit off of what you just said last. I didn't know we were gonna go there, but I'm gonna go here. So speaking of the flu game and MJ, there was another interesting commercial that I had seen in the last week. I think they ran it
Uh-oh.
in the Super Bowl. I'm not sure if you got to see it. Did you?
What commercial was this?
They're making a movie about a certain shoe
Oh
that
man,
has
I
been
loved it, baby.
popular
When I
for a
went
while.
crazy. As a matter of fact, I'll
The other Ben Affleck commercial.
pause, rewind, and pause and rewind again, making a shoe about MJ, baby. And of course, they always gotta get how to get away with murder in somewhere, don't they?
Well, you can't get away from Viola Davis. I mean,
Viola
I guess
Davis,
maybe this will be Oscar worthy as
Mhm.
she plays
mama,
Mama
say the mama,
Jordan. Yeah.
Mama Jordan.
Oh my
And, and,
goodness.
and for those that are watching the show nationwide, to be privy to this, Mama Jordan was pretty out in the middle of public back in the '90s in Chicago. Going down to MJ Michael Jordan restaurant on Michigan Avenue, Magnificent
Mhm.
Mile, had a macaroni on the menu and a couple other things that was going on.
I mean,
And I'm just hoping
they make
that when,
decisions.
when they make this movie, they do it right. That's all I'm.
I mean, I I mean, they got Matt and Ben back together. I see.
Yep, yep,
You got Ben Affleck playing Phil Knight,
yep.
so that's interesting. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
When is this movie coming?
in April. In
yeah,
April.
April's coming April. Yeah, so I mean, I think that is one of those things that people will be on the lookout for, and that certainly will get a much bigger audience than. I mean, I can only imagine
Man,
all
I'm
the
gonna tell you,
people interested in that.
I'm gonna go off script, Mike, and I'm gonna go off script, and I'm gonna say that this will be probably the most anticipated movie since the NWA movie, and you will get probably the same type of feel pre-post pandemic for the COVID when we went to the movie theaters to watch NWA. And it was the old school cats that came out for NWA because they knew about that, but they brought the young kids who they
Right,
wanted to educate. Now you're talking about Jordan. You're talking about kids who never even seen this man play a
right,
day in their life. So
right.
my son wasn't even around when Jordan was there, but he got a closet full of Jordans. They're gonna watch this movie because of Mike. And it just goes to show you, I don't care about LeBron. I don't care. I love Kobe and bless his heart, he's not here. But no one's like the GOAT. And the GOAT is the GOAT for a reason.
Right.
And this movie is gonna pretty much solidify that.
So this is the one that Ben Affleck is starring in,
Yes,
along with Matt
absolutely.
Yeah.
Damon.
Yeah, there he is. It's Phil Knight. He's playing Phil Knight. That's hilarious. I mean, once you
Oh,
get the curly hair, I guess you halfway home. You
Yeah,
get
yeah,
the
yeah.
hair, you
Hey,
get the hair,
curly hair
you halfway there, huh?
with the cool beard. And the crazy part about it, Mike, think about this, dog. We may not have never been talking about this story because he offered the opportunity to Magic Johnson, but Magic was so in love with beating Bird, he signed with Converse.
I
hmm.
mean, all of these stories are ridiculous. I mean, because I mean,
And he
as
left what?
as
A
you know,
half a
we talked
billion
about.
dollars on the table. He left 490 million on the table. And Magic just talked about that a few weeks ago. That if he would have signed with Phil, and Phil was trying to make the shoe called the Magic. So the first Phil Nike shoe would have been called the Magic. And think
Wow.
that was worth by half a bill. He threw
Mm.
off the table because he wanted to go to a brand called Converse, only because he hated that Converse gave Larry Bird $65,000, and he got $90,000 a year.
But here's the other part of that, which you have to really think about, is that it that may never have happened. So, like,
Mhm.
if Nike had gone with the Magic, there's no guarantee that would have hit the same way Jordan's did.
That's
Jordan
true.
Jordan was, and I'm interested who plays Jordan. I'm interested whatever actor they
I
get to.
said the same thing because they really didn't show who's going to play Jordan.
No, they
But the
did
only reason
not.
why,
I saw
They
that.
did
the
not.
only reason why I say that, Mike, is this: you got a young Magic Johnson, 1979,
Hmm.
1980, who plays all five positions.
Right.
At the point of the time, the shoe would have been brand spanking new. It would have been a competition against Converse, and it would have been a direct competition against Bird. So you'd have had early commercials of Magic and Bird in two separate shoes. Yeah, you'd have maybe got Michael second, but the Jordan brand could have taken off, but Phil was going to put that money into Magic because Magic at that time was the league, and
Yeah, but
Showtime
see
was
that
the
that's
team.
and that shows that sometimes maybe these things you're not in control of work out better for you,
Right,
because I think I don't because what I'm saying I'm arguing here a little bit, and because I think I'm right on this one too, is that if they had done that to Jordan, I mean to Magic at that time, Magic was a known commodity, and not to say that he wasn't the great player that he was, because he was, but there was a ceiling to Magic. With Michael Jordan, you didn't know what this dude was capable of. So in
right.
a way, going with him meant that you had the possibility to like keep going and to rise. And I think that's what did it. It
Right.
wasn't just the skill. It was Jordan's age.
So
It
I'm gonna
was his
give you. I'm gonna
swagger.
throw
It was his swagger. It was all of that. That's what got
that.
that done. And Magic didn't have it kind of. Magic's a
Well,
little too smooth. He a little too cool
Yeah,
sometimes.
it was
okay.
cool now
Well,
that door. But I'm gonna ask you and Val. Do you
yeah.
know? And I'm just a little history for you. So,
Hmm.
do you know which Jordan shoe from one to we're at 30 something now? But do you know which early shoe was the most important shoe that was in the early Jordan line? Do you know and why?
No.
This-
No.
Probably the second alliteration because the first one didn't hold up well, if I remember that correctly.
No, that's not. The first one, only thing about the first one is if you got the Jordan point five, as they call Val, then you really
Mhm.
got a lot of money in your hand because people don't remember Jordan broke his ankle his rookie season. So they
Yes.
only made a
Okay.
half a shoe. But the most important shoe in the entire brand at that time was the Jordan 13s. Why? Because Phil Knight didn't think that a man would last more than 10 years in the NBA. So he wrote a 13-year contract with Jordan. So the first 13 pairs of shoes, if you look in the tongue of them, they still have the Nike swoosh. And Jordan gave Nike X amount of dollars. It wasn't until after the Jordan 13 that he became Jumpman, and the Jumpman started at Jumpman Jordan 14, which is really Jordan 1 by himself, became that
Okay.
Jordan brand
Okay.
that he started to make his own money. And they said now, back in the day, Phil Knight made roughly $5 million off every 100,000 pairs of Jordan shoes. Now he makes $5 million every 20 minutes off of Jordan brands. So that at that point when the 13s came out, the
Hmm.
transition from Nike making money to just strictly Nike pushing out the brand because everything is all Jordan. All they do is distribute for Michael, and that's where the changeover came over. And that's why
Okay. Okay.
he's really
Okay.
Before
quick
I
here, quick here.
Evolution.
before I forget, it's being said that unfortunately, that some of the folks, this was tweeted out around Hoop Central. It says Air starring Ben Affleck and Matt Damon about Nike's pursuit of Michael Jordan. They said, notice that this came out right after LeBron breaks the record, and I was thinking, what does that have to do with the price of tea in China?
Exactly.
LeBron is
I'm
great.
looking like Mike. I don't think that
Exactly.
has, I don't
Exactly.
know.
And my
I don't
and
know
my
why
thing
somebody that been
and
different if you say that it just came out now. You looking at you talking about I don't think it has nothing to do with that.
No,
it has nothing to
I
do with
think
and my it,
fans are more interested in the ongoing LeBron Jordan debate. Jordan don't care, and
Right.
LeBron is just like, I'm trying to make my mark, man, and
Correct.
right.
he is making his mark.
And, th-
Exactly.
and one of our audience members, Gardis, is saying, "Thank you so much for the history lesson." I didn't know that. I didn't know that there was
Coach,
a belief that only people would make it only 13 years in the
Coach,
NBA. What were you gonna say, Michael?
I'm gonna run some stuff by you so it don't get too far. We did promise us some of this stuff last week, so I'm gonna go a little quick on this, okay?
All right.
All right, Coach. What's up with what happened with the Nets? What happened with that? What's up with that fire sale that happened in
Let,
Brooklyn?
let me
Y'all
ask
didn't
you
tell me. I would have picked. I want a player. I wanted
that
a player for the Bulls. I ain't
that's
gonna
a
give
reverse
them away.
that's a reverse question for you and Val. What happened when you put sugar in the bottom of your glass? You add water to it.
You got sugar water?
No, it dissolves.
Oh, that's what the Nets
Oh,
did. The
ouch.
Brooklyn Nets dissolved. They
Oh
dissolved,
man, that is so mean.
man,
Just
because they lack.
dissolve.
Hey, Coach, they dissolved because they lack chemistry.
Bingo. It is not. Who do you know?
Oh,
Who do you know? Go to
MG.
your boss and tell your boss, I don't even care about the $230 million you still owe me. Do whatever you want to do with it. I don't care. I want out of here. And goes and get a new contract. And the new boss says, we'll wash that old contract out for 230, and then we'll pay him the minimum first year. And so he can resolve the contract. Then we'll re-up the brand new contract after this first year, which they're gonna probably give him a
That's
$300
a
million
maverick.
contract starting next year.
He looks like a
Right.
maverick.
And, and, and this, and this, and Mike, you may or may not like what I got to say. To me, this was the worst trade of all.
Ooh.
Well, how about that other one that sent a young man to the desert out in Arizona?
That was the best trade of all.
So the trade that takes this K that took Kyrie to Dallas, not as good as the trade that takes Kevin Durant, KD, to the Phoenix Suns.
Here's the reason why. In the left hand, Bob Barker on Price is Right, old school. You got Dallas with a leader in Doncic, who is already, in my personal opinion, if he stays on the track he's staying on, probably set to break LeBron's record, a lot of LeBron's records that he's already set. And he's a player that has to have the ball in his hand to make magic. You've already made Tim Hardaway Jr. a spot-up shooter. You now got Dinwiddie. You done traded your best defender, who's now a scorer, out of there. And you got the bigs that are running the floor because Luka can do what he's got to do. Now you bring another guy in the fold of everything that has to have the ball in his hands in order to make things go right. You cannot have a team operating at 100% and two people got to have the ball in hand. That'd be like me and you robbing a bank, Mike, but we both want to walk out with the loot. Ain't gonna happen.
Well, you end up with two people passing the ball back and forth when one of them got to make the shot at the end of the game, which we saw a couple of days ago.
And what happens is the pass, if nobody makes a shot, you finally pass to somebody who's not usually making the shot, and then you miss a shot. Now, whereas in the other side, out there in Cactus territory, well, we're going to pop a little bloop, bloop in a cactus. You got a guy called Chris Paul, who is the preeminent PG in the NBA, who is the best screen and roll, pick and roll point guard in the league. And you now got Devin Booker on one side and KD on the other side, who don't want to handle the ball, but they will if you ask them to. They want to be spot-up shooter, and KD is a breakdown guy at 7'1" who can put on the floor, score inside, outside, and still do what he got to do. So advantage Phoenix Suns.
And last day, just to wrap this up, because I don't want it to go another week with it, because we wanted to get in the net stuff. Coach, the other thing we wanted to get in, which is this. What's up with Gino? Because I think if he says that stuff one more time to Dawn Staley, I think she go walk over there with more than a handshake. Because he keeps telling her that she's not playing basketball the right way and that her players aren't playing ball. I don't know what they're doing. I know what they're doing. They beating your butt. That's what they
beat yo at the double Dutch bus coming down the street.
Oh my gosh.
Moving really fast as you but suffer your
because Coach, you tell me what you think, because I gotta agree with Dawn. There's a little undercurrent under that.
Let me tell you something,
I think he's picking up what he's saying, and I don't like it. And I tried to go back over those UConn players, and I was trying to find a sister out of those UConn players, and it was kind of tough.
Let me tell you something.
I remember Rebecca Lobo.
Let me tell you, she wasn't even no sister, but I like Rebecca Lobo.
No, I'm saying I couldn't think of none. So
none. Let me tell you something.
I'm looking at Gino after Don said that. I'm looking at Gino a little bit different.
Let me tell you something, Mike. When you getting drugged and it ain't your time, you come with any excuse you got to be. Dawn is not only dragging you, she's basically, she's the GOAT. She's the go-to program when it comes to NCAA. My niece played for her down there, and she's a young black woman and doing this stuff in South Carolina, dog, where she got the job and went to a restaurant, and the people in the restaurant not only did not know who she was, but they would ask her, why are you in this restaurant? Until they found out it was Dawn Staley, man. And then she's now down there. She running a string full of sisters. String full of sisters.
She came out against that old little hawk out there at LSU, who I ain't even saying her name after what she did to
Brittany Griner.
I don't even say her name no more, because I know where she coming from.
And they came down to Carolina and got drugged. They got drugged. And she
came out with the
Cubby Halo jersey on. Yeah. Come on, man.
out with the Randall Cunningham throwback
Hey,
jersey
and
still
what was cool? What was cool about it?
Still mocked you.
She wore the soldier pants, and then they were like,
Woo.
Don. They were like, you seem a little hip hopish on the sideline. She said, hip hopish, baby. This Philly. If you don't know about Randall Cunningham, you better Google him. This Philly. Now get out of my way. I gotta go talk to my team, dog. Come on, man. Come on, man.
And she did that with against the coach that Brittany. I'm not. Did I coach her? I'm not.
No,
sure
no.
that is.
What you and Val got to do? What you and Val have to do? You must do in March if you get a chance, because you want to hear. I was there last year. I saw it. She put her foot in them last year in Nashville at Bridgestone Arena. The women SEC
There she is. There she is.
She wore the Cunningham jersey, baby.
Woo!
Throwback. Hey, I'm just telling you now, Val, Mike, get to Nashville early March, SEC women's basketball tournament at Bridgestone Arena, downtown Nashville on Broadway. We kick it, we party.
She more be that old skull head. She be that old skull head.
Can you give me a ticket, Coach? Can you give me a ticket? I can come.
Yeah. We'll work on that. We'll work on that.
Old skull heads team in LSU.
There you go.
Yeah, them. I'm so happy.
Come on, man. I hope she wins. I hope she not only wins as many, Mike. The problem is this, and forgive me how I may say it. You know what I'm saying? But when brothers and sisters step up to the plate with the opportunity to win as much as the other, then there's always a situation. You know how many people, and I was looking on the other side of the internet, the Twitter, how many negative connotations and things were talked about with the Super Bowl, how it was rigged, and these two black quarterbacks that have never been playing against one another and this and that. Man, it was crazy, man. But, but the good thing about it is God always brings good over evil, and when you look at a lot of stuff that's going on, no one said anything when it came to Gino Auriemma, winning all these championships. All of a sudden, it's Don turn.
Undefeated for like a year and a half?
Yeah. Hey, but like I said, it's a wrap with me, baby. Don Staley is the national championship again for women's basketball. You're hearing this early from Coach Tony.
My players had bruises after the game.
Hey, you better give them some big game.
What in the world? What in the Coach?
Hey, you better get some green rubbing alcohol, Mike, get some ice.
But my UConn players have bruises after the game.
Hey, get them a sub. Don't you got 13 more? Put on the bench, get a sub.
Oh my Lord.
Check ball. Hey, Val, you know how we play ball on. Hey, if y'all listen, you know how we play ball on South Side Chicago, baby. Ain't no fouls. None. Old school rules. You better come on.
Hey, Coach, this is just to wrap that.
Whoa, Pat Summitt. Wow. All right, Curtis.
So he getting a little taste of his own medicine. So good for him.
Right. Pat Summitt, go. Totally different ball game, because Pat demanded that respect, and Pat didn't do all that. And where do you think Don Staley come from, Mr. Question? Don Staley come from Pat Summitt.
No. I think the comment is about Gino. The Gino talk out of this side of his neck and this side of his neck. Both sides.
And that's why Pat Summitt didn't play him no more the last 5 years of her tenure. God bless her, rest in peace.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, Coach, we wanted to go ahead and wrap, but for next week, what you got going on for us?
Well, a couple of things here. I just locked down another wonderful guest in the next couple of weeks. I'm trying to finalize it. I got an ex-college women ball player, ex-WNBA player, who is now a businesswoman in the community. And this is what I'm telling you, young people out here. What's your B plan? I know your A plan, but when you ain't gonna be an athlete, the ball stop bouncing, stop running the field, and baseball stop dropping, what's your B plan? Well, I got somebody we're gonna talk to who took their A plan to their B plan and is successful. We got her coming up.
Yeah, your B plan can't be from CVS. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Hey,
So
hey,
what?
because if it is, Mike, if it don't work, you're gonna look like Rihanna.
Oh my
That
good
takes some
gracious.
work. See it
Work,
through
man, work,
Nah,
work,
nah,
work,
nah,
work,
nah,
work.
nah.
Yeah,
Talking
that's
Yeah,
about
yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right. All right, coach. What's
hey,
your word, man?
man, I love y'all, my brothers and sisters, and y'all better be glad I really love you on this Valentine's Day. I'm just chilling because you know my words has been great. And for those of you who forgot to subscribe, hit this subscribe button right here at the bottom, right by my finger right there. Hit the
It'll be
subscribe
there.
button and get these numbers up. And will y'all come and hang out with me, the Val, the voice, Mr. Michael Wamble. Of course, you got your homeboy right here, Coach Tony. But you know my words. Peace. And man.
He's
Peace.
out. He's out. Oh my.
Hit the like button and please
Hit the
share.
like button. There you go.
Yeah,
I wanted to end
yeah.
and just at least mention this because we had talked about this
From
earlier.
when you cut me off earlier.
Out
Yeah,
of the
uh,
hip hop world, we lost this gentleman,
we did.
um, Dave, and I can't pronounce his
True
last
Goy,
name.
it's True Goy the Dove. It's
True
plug
boy.
two. We
Plug
know that's
two,
how we know one. Plug one.
plug
Plug
one,
two.
plug two. Right
I
from
know him.
Dave.
I know him. Yeah, that was one of my first nicknames. I ain't start for myself. They started
Right.
calling me that, like plug two. What's plug? Oh, from Daylight. Oh, okay. And
hmm
I'm like,
And they were one of the 23 groups that appeared on the Grammys
they were.
just about a week ago. That
Yeah,
he
but
wasn't present, but
no,
the other
it
two
was
members
already.
were.
Yeah,
So rest in peace because there's
rest in
been so many
power.
wonderful posts. D Nice posted about him. Common, they did a song. I love that song that they did together. This was my youth. De La was my youth, man.
I know, and that's going back. So yeah, I love Daylight. Daylight was that. I mean, and that's not even their best. That's their first effort. That wasn't their best.
Hmm
I mean, they were real artists, part of the native tongues. There's songs that the mainstream know, like me, myself, and I. But then there's songs that any brother a sister if you put on Buddy right now, they will sit there and
Exactly.
go, meanie, meanie, meanie,
Yes.
meanie, say what? Meanie, 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 meanie,
Say
say what?
what?
Meanie, 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 mean.
Oh my
Hello, it's the
goodness.
soul.
Yes.
This was one of those groups, so they could rock a
Yes.
crowd. They could put out a hype video. They could do lots of
Stakes is
different
high.
things, and yeah, and for a long time they just toured because they couldn't really. They had no control over their own catalog. There was a lot of record
Exactly.
industry nonsense. It's
Hmm
only in the last couple of years they got that control back, and you started seeing more of them. But they certainly were a group that was on the road forever in your country, on your continent. They was rocking it, and they did it all the same. It was the three of them, the trio.
hmm
Plug one, plug two, and on the ones and twos. So,
Thank you so
uh,
very much for putting that up there,
yeah, being
Kevin. Yeah, I
the, the
really
cre- the
appreciate it.
creativity. It's
And Garda
just.
said they were working on new music.
Oh man, they were never not working on new music.
Man,
I mean, they were a group. They were musicians, and they could rock a crowd. That was the one thing that people talked about hip hop from the very beginning. Well, what are they gonna do? They just walking around talking into microphones. No,
no,
they had artistry about it. They could do
exactly,
different things. They
exactly.
had different sounds, and I mean, we're gonna miss him. We'll
Yeah.
certainly miss him.
So what you're gonna be talking about tomorrow?
Wow. That's a really good question. There's so much going on. I mean, no,
Hmm
really, actually, there's so much going on I haven't really gotten I haven't gotten the vibe yet of exactly
Okay.
what I want to say. Um,
Right.
there are a lot of things that don't really fit, because we keep it moving here.
hmm
Um, but it's man, the world's crazy, Val.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it
Crazy.
is.
It's kind of
And I
crazy. There's some
so
things going on
hashtag
right now, especially crazy. So I
right,
just,
hashtag Wamble Wednesday. So Wamble, Mr. Wamble will be talking
things,
about
few things.
Wednesday.
Yeah, I'm gonna be talking about a few things happening here. Not to get too crazy, but we shooting stuff out the sky. Don't even know what it is. So I
Mhm.
mean, world's getting a little crazy there.
Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us on this edition of Interludes Extra Talk on Tuesdays. We're probably going to go through a name change. We really want to make people understand that we talk entertainment and we talk sports here. And this is what we love to do. We stream every Tuesday on our YouTube channel, our Facebook, our business page now, and our LinkedIn under Pure Lighthouse Media. And then also, thanks to Mark Lee. Thank you, sir. We are on Pod TV Roku channel. If you'd like to become a sponsor on our platform, book time with us. And Mr. Springer will put that information in the chat. To Coach Tony and to Mr. Wamble. What's your name, Mr. Wamble?
My name is not Val, the voice Johnson, but yours is. And this has been Interludes Extra Talk on Tuesday. Happy Val Day.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so very much. Happy Valentine's Day to everyone. And go and just show some folks some love. You understand?
Some love in the club.
Love.
Some love in the club.
Peace.